Always check the mic, Pika. Always. I told you. You're an executive producer. Though you're not allowed to touch the buttons. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Once again, it is time for the Golden Age of DC Comics, 365 days, where I take this beloved coffee table book given to me about 2 decades ago by one of my best friends. This has been surfing my coffee table ever since and has been a source of comic book shop style conversations, the kind I wish to recreate here today now with you. So very grateful that you have tuned in to today's show to be with us. And what goes better with a coffee table book and some coffee table talk? Well, pull up a chair and bring a cup of whatever your favorite is. And join us at the coffee table, and we're going to talk about comic books. Let me wet my whistle. Ooh, that's good stuff. The Golden Age of DC Comics runs between 1938 and 1955. The Silver Age between 1956 and 1970. The Bronze Age, I'm a Bronze Age baby myself, is from 1970 to 1985. And the Copper Age begins in 1985. I get these definitions and standards cobbled together from the Overstreet Comic Book Price Guides glossary, which is chock full of great information, especially if you're into conversations about the ages of comic books, such as I am. I am really into the ages of comic books, so much so that I have my own system, especially for the most recent stuff. Our most recent age, like, it's how are we? What age are we in now? Where are we going? What did we just come out of? See, even according to this valuable resource, the Copper Age ends in 1993, with Image Comics and Vertigo, but we've been in some kind of modern age since. That's 30 years. That's too long. I think there's better definition, and I'm all for that conversation. Yeah. Join us here for that conversation and contribute to it. Keep those comments coming. You are the most important ingredient in my recipe for the success of this show. You really are. Cheers. Sláinte. Skol. Salut. L'chaim. Salam. Namaste. Seriously. For all the words I don't know, thank you. I'm truly honored. I also suggest Understanding Comics, The Invisible Art by Scott McCloud, and How to Draw Comics, The Marvel Way. It's most definitely the, when we look at a comic book, like, this is a big old comic book. When we have a comic book, we're the outsider. We're looking in, okay? And this affords us the insider's view, looking outward, through the inside of the panel, through the inside of the art. Seeing how, it all forms on the page, from this basic sketch into this hyper detail filled with word balloons and intention and perspective and how to draw simple shapes. Because when you are looking at a bad drawing, and when you're looking at a good one. Alrighty, let's get to it. We're using this 365 days book for its intended purpose. It's a page a day. I'm going to open up to today's date, October the 20th. We're going to look at some comic book art of an antediluvian age. We're going to read the blurb, and then we're going to talk about comic books. And we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year, so let's get to it. I hope you're having an awesome day. I hope that you are clobbering your problems and not being clobbered by them over and out. In my best DJ voice, yes, indeed. It's October the 20th. This is a story by Otto Binder. No art credit. From Whiz Comics number 54, May of 1944, making this one of the Fawcett Publications comic books. And it's our old friend, Ibis the Invincible, with his Ibis stick. Yes, a modern-day mummy. Kinda. It's Ibis the Invincible and the Deadly Dead. Remember Washington Irving's yarn of the Headless Horseman? Well, here's one about the bodiless head, a ghastly head filled with unholy new life, in a brain seething with menace. Prince Ibis himself, white magician of the ancient Egypt, must put forth all the powers of the mighty Ibistic to send this gruesome monstrosity back to its grave. I love funny books. I do. Where else can you just like adopt a silly narrator voice of a bygone era to make some grand pronouncement? I love this stuff. Perhaps the most successful of the era's many magician characters, Ibis the Invincible ran for 13 years in Whiz Comics and even had his own title for a while. One of his assets was the strong horror content of the stories. Another was his gorgeous companion, Taya, the reincarnation of a submissive sweetheart from an ancient Egypt who tend to call him my prince and acted accordingly. Oh, the stinky past. Oh, gender roles. Oh, someone leads and follows. Oh, I don't care. Yeah, that was the past. I mean, these are just, hey, I'm not ashamed to admit it that we are going through history. This part of this show is about history. I'm a huge history buff. I love history. I always have. I'll forget more about the U.S. Civil War than most people will learn. I've read the Shelby Foote, all 3 volumes, a few times. Fascinating stuff. Oh, yeah. But this is also a view into history, too. So that was the, you had that role in films, too. I mean, Taya was, we call it a Girl Friday. What's a Girl Friday? You might know it. That Friday should ring a bell to you if you are a Marvel Cinema Universe fan. Friday being Tony's backup AI. Once Jarvis went into Vision, Jarvis was gone. Jarvis is now part of Vision. So he had his backup AI, Friday. And that comes from My Girl Friday. It's a 1940 film. And it's with Rosalind Russell, who plays this sassy talking independent woman, and she also played Auntie Mame too, one of my all-time favorite movies. But I got Cary Grant. It's a 1940 screwball comedy, one of those Howard Hawks movies, and Cary Grant, Rosalind Russell, and the plot centers on a newspaper editor, Walter Burns, who is about to lose his ace reporter, and his ex-wife, Hildy Johnson, newly engaged to another man. So his ex-wife is his ace reporter. Burns suggests they cover one more story together, getting themselves entangled in the case of a murderer, and as Burns desperately tries to win back his wife. Aw, these are one of those old movies. I should pick this movie up, but The Gal Friday, is, the sassy, yet I can't do this without you. It's a great kind of, maybe that's a better, struggle of the gender roles, you know what I mean? It's about forgiveness and it's about relationships. And that's a cute little relationship in this book here, yeah. And it's kind of a slow news day. So on slow news days, I like to tackle something from my spinner rack. I do. And today I found this. It's leapt off the shelf at me because I grew up with the Super Friends. Therefore, that any issue of Justice League of America of the Bronze Age was just instantly, I was attracted to and pulled to. So they could have been Silver Age comics and Bronze Age comics, but I knew quite well what Earth 2 was. This Golden Age universe that we're covering became Earth 2 in the first multiverse of comic books. I also knew what Earth 3 was. What's Earth 3? Earth 3 is that magic mirror universe where everyone is opposite. So there is a literal crime syndicate of America. They're all criminals, and they all look like our Justice League heroes, but they all have a different identity, and they are on a different Earth that everything is backwards. Even the history is backwards. and they don't speak backwards, not like but it's instead of Superman we have Ultraman, and instead of Batman we have Owlman, and there's Superwoman instead of Wonder Woman, and it's in the evil place where the I guess where that's how things are on that America, and they were first appeared in Justice League of America number 29 in August of 1964, and they kept on making appearances up until 1985's Crisis on Infinite Earths. This is my old copy of Crisis. I love it because it's been recolored ever since in newer editions, and I like the old coloring. It sounds nitpicky. Is it gatekeeping? No. It's just a preference, given the choice between the two. But this here, it opens up. Crisis on Infinite Earths. See, this is these antimatter waves are eating alternate Earths up all along the multiverse, feeding the anti-monitor so he can get stronger and stronger to like finally get do his evil thingy. This is Earth 3, and so it's Earth 3's time is up, and that's Ultraman. Okay, and see what he's not wearing? Red trunks. I mean, yeah, but that's the Superman of the evil universe. That's Johnny Quick. That's Power Ring, the Green Lantern alternate. And so when they took Superman's red trunks away from him in 2011 for the New 52, all I can see was this character, Ultraman. And visually it was unappealing without the yellow belt, the red trunks that really break up all that blue in the outfit. It's very iconic. It's one good thing that Brian Bendis did when he took over Superman, is that he demanded the red trunks come back. So I am appreciative of that. So yeah, this is the Crime Syndicate of America, and this is their last stand in 1985. So they ran for 9 years. Actually, no. 19 years rather. Hello. That's why I'm a cook, not a chef. I mean, that's why I'm a chef, not a math professor. But yeah, and then they were put to bed for another 15 years or so, until in 2000 came this from this stellar battery of creators. Grant Morrison, the legendary sci-fi macabre scribe of Vertigo and Marvel and DC, just knows how to write comic books. And his often used penciler, battery partner, Frank Quitely. And they make beautiful music together. And this was a reinvention of the Crime Syndicate of America. And it was called Earth 2. Now, this is non-canonical. It's kind of Elseworlds. It doesn't have to fit. But what happened was it reignited the interest in Earth 3 and the Crime Syndicate of America. Check out that art. Like, see, like the floor is their reflection. You see that? Yeah, huh? And it's a really good story. Actually, my tattoo here, Cui Bono, who profits? It's a really interesting. It's like the crux of all detective work, and but I have to admit, I got it inspired to get it from this comic book, because at the Crime Syndicate of America's table, where they all meet and they all conspire and they all, at their hall of injustice, it says so on their table, Cui Bono. I'm trying to find it here. Yeah, huh? Look at that. Cui Bono, who profits? Isn't that great? But it reminded me of the ancient Latin phrase and its intention, and for me personally, it just like, yeah, that's how. It's kind of it's a sly comic book reference. This is a sly Grant Morrison Justice League reference. It matters a lot to me because This is, for me, it's like Batman's filter. It's like, cui bono, who profits? Why is the cookie missing? Well, who wanted it? It's always that simple. It's always that simple. It can be. Yeah, things get complex from that simple foundation. Sure. Then in 2012 or so, this is the New 52. It was another crisis, another reboot. This was 2014, rather. And once again, for the New 52, we bring back, you guessed it, the Crime Syndicate of America and Ultraman, Owlman. Now they have Deathstorm, which is a great interpretation of Firestorm, which was, what's that? Which came from the Blackest Night crossover from 2009, 2010. And two unrelated characters. They just they share the same they share the same name and the same look, because it was that cool. It really was. This is written by Geoff Johns. This is like one of the stories where evil takes over, or the Justice League, the Crime Syndicate comes over, dispatches quickly of the Justice League, and finally the Injustice League here, Lex Luthor's Legion of Doom, can step up, band together, and maybe even kill some superheroes or some super beings that look just like our superheroes. But it's one of that old conceits, like, why would the bad guys want to destroy the Earth? Don't they like it here? Hey, thank you so very much for tuning in. We've been talking about comic books, and we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. So tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern, and we'll find out who we're talking about when we turn the page tomorrow. Please like and subscribe. I would love to earn your subscription. We make daily content here. We got show notes. Pika puts his best into producing this show. Little Willie just sits around and drinks. That's a critical drinker plushie for those of you at home keeping score. So thank you so much. Like and subscribe. I would love to earn your subscription. We make daily content here. We talk about comic books every day. We talk about horror movies every day during the month of October. And I make regular content too about cooking, spirituality, gratitude, bunnies, planets. Tune in. Something that interests you. Seriously, thank you so very much. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And we will see you again tomorrow in those funny pages. Bye-bye.